Welcome to Midnight Signal AI, your smart, no-fluff source for the latest in artificial intelligence. Today is April 12th, 2026. Coming up, Sam Altman faces a physical attack and critical headlines. xAI's financial drag on SpaceX. DeepMind's new startup mindset. Anthropic challenging OpenAI in the enterprise. And some Berkeley researchers break top AI benchmarks. Let's get right into the headlines. Our lead story. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman is at the center of a storm. According to the International Business Times UK, insiders claim Altman has little understanding of the actual technology driving OpenAI's products, even as he's become the face of the AI revolution. The article, citing unnamed sources, paints a picture of a CEO more focused on business deals and media than on technical substance.
That's a pretty striking allegation, especially considering how much influence Altman has on both policy and public perception of AI. If true, it would fit the classic Silicon Valley pattern, where the CEO is the master communicator, not necessarily the technical mastermind. But with AI, the stakes are higher. Technical literacy isn't just a bonus, it's arguably essential for responsible leadership.
Exactly. And this comes as scrutiny of OpenAI's direction and transparency ramps up. There's tension between rapid commercialization and the need for accountability in such a powerful technology. Some will argue that a CEO's job is to steer the ship, not build the engine. But in AI, that engine is the story.
And let's not forget, this isn't happening in a vacuum. Altman's leadership style is under a microscope precisely because OpenAI's releases, from GPT to Sora, are shaping the global conversation around AI risks and benefits. If there's a disconnect at the top, it raises questions about every decision downstream.
On top of all this, Altman's personal safety is now in focus. Multiple outlets, including Technobezz, MSN, and the San Francisco Chronicle, report that a man was arrested after allegedly throwing a Molotov cocktail at Altman's home in San Francisco. No one was injured, but the incident has rattled the tech community.
It's a chilling escalation. The San Francisco Chronicle notes that the suspect left writings about existential fears of AI ending humanity, echoing anxieties we hear from both experts and the public. Altman himself has linked the attack to growing anxiety over AI, which shows just how volatile the debate has become.
Meyka points out that this attack has broader implications, especially for companies like Microsoft, whose stock took a hit amid renewed concerns about security risks in the AI space. It's a reminder that as AI gets more powerful and public-facing, the personal risks to its leaders and the reputational risks to partners only grow.
And the coverage doesn't stop there. The Techbuzz and TechCrunch both highlight how Altman is facing not just physical threats, but also intense media scrutiny. A recent New Yorker profile described as incendiary was published shortly before the attack. It seems the line between criticism and personal risk is getting dangerously thin for top AI executives.
Let's switch gears but stay with the same theme, the business of AI. Over at cryptonews.net and CoinDesk, reports are out that SpaceX is holding over $600 million in Bitcoin, but has taken a $5 billion loss tied to Elon Musk's xAI initiative. That's a staggering figure, and it shows just how costly the AI arms race can be, even for a company as cash-rich as SpaceX.
It's wild. The crypto holdings are a headline by themselves, but the real story is xAI's impact on the books. $5 billion in losses is hard to ignore, and it suggests that Musk's ambitions in AI, whether with Grok or anything else, are burning through resources at an unprecedented rate. Investors will want to know, is this just the price of staying competitive or a sign of unsustainable bets?
And there's speculation from Barron's that SpaceX may be heading for an IPO, with some suggesting a Tesla merger could be Musk's real endgame. If that happens, the interplay between AI, space, and electric vehicles could reshape not just tech, but the entire global market for innovation.
It's a reminder that in 2026, AI is so deeply entangled with other sectors that you can't talk about one without talking about the others. Musk's moves with xAI, SpaceX, and Tesla are a case study in how AI ambitions can drive and sometimes destabilize massive industries.
On a different front, researchers from UC Berkeley's RDI group published a post on how they broke top AI agent benchmarks and what needs to come next. Their blog, which gained traction on Hacker News, argues that current benchmarks for AI agents are too easy to game and don't reflect real-world trustworthiness.
That's a crucial point. As AI agents get more sophisticated, benchmarks become a moving target. If researchers can break these tests, it suggests we need new ways to evaluate what AI can actually do and how reliably it performs under unpredictable, adversarial, or nuanced conditions. The stakes for both safety and utility are huge.
Absolutely. The lesson here is don't get too comfortable with the leaderboards. If the tests can be gamed, we risk overestimating the capabilities and safety of these systems, something that has real-world consequences as deployment accelerates. Now, speaking of acceleration, Google DeepMind is reportedly moving much faster these days by adopting a startup mentality. Demis Hassabis told AOL.com that DeepMind has shifted away from big company bureaucracy and is now running with a startup sense of urgency and focus.
It's fascinating to see a tech giant like DeepMind try to recapture its scrappy roots. In AI, speed matters, not just to outpace rivals, but to iterate on models before they hit policy or safety bottlenecks. That said, moving fast can also amplify risk if governance and oversight don't keep up.
Exactly. It's a balancing act. But with competition heating up from both startups and other giants, it's not surprising to see DeepMind prioritize agility. Whether this leads to more breakthroughs or more controversies is something we'll be watching closely. Meanwhile, Business Insider reports that Anthropic is now close to overtaking OpenAI on at least one measure of AI business spending. The specifics aren't public, but the trend is clear. OpenAI's once undisputed lead is under threat from competitors with similar ambitions and deep-pocketed backers.
It's a big moment for the AI ecosystem. When Anthropic starts catching up to OpenAI in enterprise spending, it signals that customers aren't just looking for the biggest name, they want alternatives, maybe for reasons of trust, safety philosophy, or pricing. This could lead to a much more pluralistic and possibly safer AI landscape.
And with so much money in play, the business models of AI companies are evolving fast. We're seeing firms like Google, Meta, and Amazon all try different approaches: open source, cloud APIs, enterprise partnerships. No single winner yet, and the field is still wide open. That wraps up our top stories for today. From the personal risks faced by AI leaders to the financial turbulence of the AI arms race to the constant rethinking of benchmarks and business models, it's clear the world of artificial intelligence is moving faster and with higher stakes than ever before.
As always, we encourage listeners to dig deeper into these stories. The links are in our show notes. Stay informed, and remember, today's headlines are tomorrow's history.
Thanks for joining us at Midnight Signal AI. Stay sharp. The future doesn't wait.